Quality Philosophies by Zach Cahuth. There are several pioneers of quality that have helped us in the management world to make sure that our quality reaches the credibility that it deserves. A few of the pioneers that have interested me are listed below. Philip B. Crosby, an author and businessman who contributed to management history and quality management practices. Joseph Juran, an engineer and management consultant of the 20th century who brought major awareness to quality and quality management. And lastly, Dr. Kaoru Ishikawa, an organizational theorist and professor of engineering at the University of Tokyo who was well known for his innovative quality management methods. First up, we have Philip B. Crosby. He is credited with starting the total quality management movement. He believed that money spent on quality is well spent. You're always going to get your money back if your project is very good. Crosby had 4 absolutes for quality. They are: the definition of quality is conformance to requirements. The system of quality is prevention. The performance standard is 0 defects. And the measurement of quality is the price of nonconformance. I agree with this to the fact that the performance standard is 0 defects. Where I work is very detailed oriented and we rely on as many little mistakes as possible. Crosby's principle is doing it right the first time. I've heard this quote before many a times in my meetings. It's good to know where it came from. Lastly, he had 14 steps to processes to ensure continuous quality improvement that is still utilized today. Crosby's 14 steps to continuous quality improvement. First off, it's attain total commitment from management. You need your management backing you before you can even start. From there, you'll form a quality improvement team and a group of staff members that are motivated. Create metrics for each quality improvement activity. You want to make sure that all your diagrams and reports are good. Determine cost of quality and show how improvement will continue gains. You want to show your stakeholders that even though this quality is going to cost this much money, it will continue to gain in the future. We want our supervisors trained appropriately. We want to encourage employees to fix defects and keep issues logged. As long as we have our problems logged, we can always flip back, fix it easily. Create a 0 defects committee. You want no mistakes, the standards are good. Ensure that employees and supervisors understand the steps to quality. You want everyone on the same boat. Everyone needs to be in tandem with each other. Demonstrate your company's commitments by holding a 0 defects day. You need to set goals that are set on a 30, 60, or 90-day schedule. This is great for meeting updates for different departments. Determine root cause of errors and remove them from processes. Create incentive programs for employees, if you'd like to reward them if that's your motivator. Create a quality council and hold regular meetings. And lastly, repeat from step 1. These are 14 steps to ensure that your continuous quality improvement for your project is aimed in the right direction. The customer is one you have to make successful. You have to understand what they need and learn how to give it to them. It's not a matter of just sitting down and having a focus group or something like that. It's a full-time job figuring out what your customer wants. How can I be useful to this customer? This is an interview from 1995 with Philip B. Crosby. Next on my list is Joseph Juran. He's responsible for creating the Quality Trilogy, which entails quality planning, quality improvement, and quality control. All improvement actions must be carefully planned out and controlled if quality project is to be successful. He studied the Pareto principle, also known as vital few and the trivial many. Focused on the human interaction and the end goal project. Root cause to quality issues was the resistance to change and human relation problems. Juran had 10 steps to quality improvement. This was established by him to ensure that your project is good and you can set on those standards. You need to establish awareness for the need to improve and the opportunities for improvement. Be open-minded. Set goals for improvement. Even if it's not broke, you can still fix it. Organize to meet the goals that have been set. Provide training, which is pretty self-explanatory. Implement projects aimed at solving problems. Durin was all about getting those risks out of the way. Report your progress. Give the recognition that's deserved. You need to communicate your results. Keep the score, a tally, a logbook, akin to what Crosby mentioned. Maintain momentum by building improvement into the company's regular systems. Lastly, we have Dr. Kaoru Ishikawa. He's credited with developing the Ishikawa diagram, also known as the fishbone. He developed a theory on how companies should handle their quality improvement projects, came up with looking at quality at a human standpoint instead of just a rigorous, one-sided, conservative view. Instead, the quality improvement can always go one step further. Akin to what Duran mentioned, Kaoru was always, even if there was nothing there to fix, he always thought the standard could go one step further. His diagram helped teach total quality control in Japan during World War II, which is monumental and is why he's one of the most innovative quality management leaders. He believed in high standards, but also believed they need to be evolved and changed to adapt. He believed those standards need to be followed, but he also didn't believe that they were perfect. Ishikawa's theory. Dr. Kaoru Ishikawa was inspired by other quality philosophers and even expanded on Deming's Plan, Do, Check, Act model. Instead of having 4 steps, he just made it 6. Determine goals and targets, determine methods of reaching those goals, engage in education and training, implement the work, check the effects of implementation, and take appropriate action. After World War II, Japan needed to transform its industrial sector, which was then perceived as a producer of cheap toys and poor quality cameras. It was Ishikawa's ability to mobilize the Japanese government and people toward a specific common goal that was largely responsible for Japan's quality improved initiatives. How was he able to do this? Ishikawa was perceived as wise, insightful, and able to get people to focus on the very root of problems. And now, come to 2019, where does everyone get their high-quality, high-tech products? They get it from Japan. The differences in their philosophies were Crosby's argues that performance standards should not deviate and is perfect, while Kaoru believes the quality standard can always be changed and evolve. Crosby was very diligent on what he needed to follow, very rulesy. Kaoru kind of thought outside the box. Duran focused on parts of the organization versus Kaoru and Crosby looking at it organization-wide. Duran was more focused on individual parts of the project quality. Duran's focus is largely on shop floor support and managers are comfortable, while Crosby's requires very little shift view in workers' and managers' roles. Like I said, Crosby was very stick to the point. Crosby believes workers can be motivated to improve quality and not produce defects, while Duran believes workers are important because of being close to activities and impacting quality. One believes no one should make any mistakes, the other believes you can learn from your mistakes. Would these philosophies apply to the real world for me? I think they would. Crosby focused on the detail-oriented processes with zero defect rule. My job is very detail-oriented, and one slip of one single spreadsheet could derail the entire project. I've had way too many times where just because there was a space in between 2 words, the complete column of the Excel was ignored from the program. Duran's quality trilogy is exactly how our planning period goes when we develop a new project or program. We go through the motions of Duran's quality trilogy to make sure that our qualities are up to par with our company's standard. Kaoru's belief that a customer gets continued service even after receiving the project is the definition of the company that I work for. Working for Disney, you're still serving that customer even well before their vacation is over.